6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politic and Hot alongside my guys, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Moyo Fit, Chris Wilson. We are Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful, frigid Friday evening, courtesy of Edge of Philly Sports. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Doing good. The frigid is an understatement, bro. I took the kids to the Sesame Place tonight, and we left, and it was nice out. We left, and it was like 49 degrees. Halfway through the night, I'm like, these kids need to put a coat on.
It's flipping cold out. It should be illegal.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it, especially the flurries we had. What was it yesterday? I'm like, really? Like it's that time. Although it could be worse. I know this is true. It could be worse. It could be 10 years ago when we had the Snow Bowl between the Eagles and the Lions when it was 2 to 4 inches. That that day. But I'm good with it. So anyway. What is good, everyone? To all the viewers out in the wrestling world. Again, this is Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening. So we got a host of items to discuss this evening. But first and foremost, we do have a very special guest joining us. He is a referee. We, came into contact with this gentleman, being a part of the down at the H2O event for X Brand Wrestling. Very cool guy. You know him more than I do, Joey. So I'm gonna let you kick it, take it this time as far as the introduction.
Yeah, for sure. He goes by the Peacock Ref for his colorful ponytail and stuff like that. Very cool guy. I met him at the GCW War Game show. He's a cool ass guy. And then I saw him at MLW. He was telling me to do a show, and he was like, "I'm in there. I want to be on this show." And I was like, "You know what? We've never had a ref before on our show before. We've had wrestlers, we've had promoters, we've had commissioners. We've never had a ref." So I was like, you know what? We got a cool ref here who we know, and he's a cool ass dude. So I was like, match made in heaven. Let's book it. So
nice. Without further ado, we have Mr. Peacock, Jimmy Deacon. Brother Jimmy, what is good, man?
Fellas, thank you for having me first and foremost. It's a good day. Sixers won right before this. You can't ask for a better day.
Yeah, man.
Right? Ring the bell.
I forgot one thing. He also loves Four Locos. So there's that too.
Shout out my pops, low life Louis Ramos.
Oh man, no, that's dope. All right, before we tap into the conversation, we got Daniel Berry Sports chiming in saying we also have Durfee plays games and stuff. Said that's my friend
what's up,
there.
Mark, that's my boy.
He said
literally lives right down the street from me. Known him since 10 years.
Can we give props to that name though? Durfee plays games and stuff. It tells you exactly what he does in his header.
Don't ask no further questions.
Yeah, he plays games and I'll do some other stuff, but for what it is.
Right, like I do this
straight to the point.
Indeed. But Jimmy, again, we welcome you to Still Steps. We greatly appreciate having you on as a first time guest of the show. What we tend to do here on Still Steps, when we have a first time guest, we like to break the ice as far as understanding where their love of professional wrestling came from. So for you, what was that first time of being exposed to professional wrestling?
So the first time was I was a kid. It was early mid 2000s. My pops was across the street with a buddy. I'm left downstairs. I'm channel surfing. Come across SmackDown. Don't know what the hell it is. Never seen wrestling a day in my life before, but I turn it on and I watch. I see this guy Finley, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Irish. He's Irish. Yeah, I like this guy. And I just kept watching the show. And I always remember, I put a mortgage on it. The main event was Rey Mysterio. He had big gold, and it was Mark Henry.
Wow.
And this was before the Chavo Ray I Quit series, so they were still friends together. And Chavo came out, did the Eddie Guerrero. Mark Henry got disqualified. I always remember he ripped the turnbuckle pad and feathers just flew everywhere. And I went into elementary school the next day talking about it with all my friends. And then I realized all my friends like this stuff. They're into it. And it built my love for it. And I always said as a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler when I grew up. I wanted to be just like John Cena.
It's nice. So as far as, like having that passion to become a professional wrestler, is that something that like you're still currently training to do as we speak?
So currently training, no. So I started training at H2O under the guise of Matt Tremont and Mike West, January 6th of 2022.
Okay.
Originally, it was supposed to be March 29th of 2020 was my tryout, but that's the day COVID happened and shut the whole world down. So it was delayed. Earlier this year, at the start of the summer, Matt Tremont did announce the end and the closing of the H2O Wrestling Academy. So I had a good 8, maybe 10 months of training before that moment, and I had to take a step back to get my head on straight. So at this point, I still want to be a wrestler. Reffing was never the intended pipeline to go down, but I fell in love with it the moment I started. So I'm content to be a ref. But if I do find a place where I can settle down and finish my training proper, it's off to the races, baby. That's all I can say.
So let's try to dive into that a little bit. How does that transpire? You're at H2O, training to be a wrestler, and then is it just like you get thrown in one night, say, hey, we're short on refs, get out there and ref? How does that happen?
So learning how to ref was part of the dues and just part of the things you learned under Tremont Quest and everybody at H2O. Because when I was still training there, we had Undiscovered, which was a weekly show every Monday, $5 to get in the door, and it was for the students, for everyone to get their stuff in, to hone their craft before they go to the main roster, quote unquote. So I knew eventually I was going to have to learn how to be a ref, and they taught me the ropes. I would do matches during our practice matches during our training. And I'll always remember after the first match I did on a training night, Tremont and Quest looked at me and they were like, yeah, you're good to go. Bring a pair of dress pants Monday. You're reffing. And it just became something I fell in love with. I had no thoughts about refereeing, but that first training day, I was just like, I just WWE'd it up. So I was like, be loud, be in control, add to the match, don't take away. And it's just, I love it, man. Like I didn't think it would be an option, but I'm completely content if all I do is ref around the country because it's just as demanding, it's just as fun, and I get to meet a lot of cool guys and make a lot of connections.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, hell, you were your IWTV debut last Monday, correct?
2 weeks ago now.
2 weeks ago.
On
Okay,
episode
time
4.
flies.
That was, I'm eternally grateful to Jerry and everybody at IWTV for that. That when they announced Uncharted was going to be at H2O, I knew Shiny Shoes, love him, great friend of mine. I think he's one of, if not the top referee on the indies right now, and it's by a landslide. I knew he was coming down for it. I have my buddies Papa Giorgio and David Brophy, who are referees at H2O. So I'm messaging Brophy, and I'm like, man, I hope you get that rub. I hope you get on Uncharted to ref, because I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be. Like I just came back from being out of the business for 10 months. I'm maybe a month and a half back in, but I told Tremont I'd be there every show because you gotta be there for your home promotion. You gotta, in case anything happens, and you always gotta keep your gear on you. So I get messaged a couple hours before call time would be, and I get told if you bring your gear, we could use you as a ref tonight.
Mm.
And so it was just a payoff and a thumbs up, a green light to me to be able to get in that ring. And the first week was just one match, Lost Boys and Chaos Control, and I had one match. And then that next week, 2 weeks ago, I had three, and I got to ref Joey Janela and Desmond Cole, which was an incredible match. If no one has seen it yet and you have IWTV subscription, I beg you to go back and watch last week's episode. Just chock full, top to front,
Yeah,
amazing
no,
talent,
those
amazing matches.
those Uncharted's are I mean, they were incredible, but they keep picking up steam as we go on. I mean, that Janela and
Absolutely.
Cruel match this past week was
Cruel and Janela was
crazy. Janela's a madman. You could literally hear the fans in that match yelling, "That ladder is fucked," and he's still climbing up the ladder to attempt to do a dive off the ladder on the Cruel as the ladder is crumbling beneath them. Like, this dude is crazy. I thought he announced he wasn't doing those matches anymore, and he's out there fighting Cruel in one of those matches. I'm like, this dude's crazy. So
Janela is a crazy man. If I could say one thing about him, it's that he will always commit. If there is a possibility that it can be done, he's going to do it. And
Yeah.
Shout out to Joey
I
Janela.
credit him with a lot because he has reinvented himself so much. He's helped reinvigorate the sport as a whole. I would even go on a limb to say, and he's just on the run of his life right now. He's fighting Andrade El Idolo tomorrow for GCW. I mean, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, he just debuted it in New Japan, I think 4 weeks ago. Like, he's popping up everywhere. You know, he turned a bad situation with AEW and capitalized on it and became bigger than he ever was. So props to him. So a lot of times we like to ask dream opponents. So let me ask you a two-part question here. If everything goes perfectly, you find a school and you get your training under your belt, who are some dream wrestling opponents? And then from a referee standpoint, if you say, you know what, this reffing's picking up, you know, training can always be there eventually, but let me see where this reffing takes me. Who's your dream matches to ref?
So with the wrestling first part, which should be known, I intend to be a full-on deathmatch wrestler. If I get the training in, I get the years, I put in the work, I get myself to a position where I know what I'm doing, that I'm as safe as I can be. I want to swan dive into ultraviolence. And honestly, top of the list, I want Tremont, because if it wasn't for Tremont looking me in my eyes and seeing that I wanted this shit, seeing the fire there, and giving me that chance, and continuing to giving me these opportunities and allowing me to help with his baby, with the Hardcore Hustle organization, I wouldn't be here today. So Tremont is absolutely on that list. Bam Sullivan, who is the current Bloodstorm Pro Deathcore champion, one of my best friends from the get-go in this business, always wanted to tear it up with him. He's absolutely incredible, both in the ring and out as a human being. And honestly, just because everybody wants Gage. Like, why, if it's possible, I want to get in there with Nick. Another great human being. All the conversations I've had with him over the last couple of years, he is an incredible human being. And truly does this for the fans. When he says, I do this for you people, it's not bullshit.
Nope.
Right? He's here because of us, because of the fans, because of the people who support him and support professional wrestling.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just real quick before King has the next question. I can attest to Gage being a true for the fan type of dude. You know, we were there together at that War Games, and Gage went through hell, you know, and that man was battered and beaten. My little guy, you seen him, Nick Gage, huge Nick Gage fan. dressed up as Nick Gage. Word got back to Nick Gage that
And he
the
came
kid
right
out
out.
there who and he bandaged himself up. My little guy's like, "Can I get a picture with you, sir?" And he's like, "You're the only reason I came out here, kid." And like my son, he was like trying to tell my son how to do the hand sign, and my son already knows how to do it. He's like, Nick Gage looked at me and said, "That's fucking parenting done right there."
I heard that. I was right there waiting to talk to him. That's
I was like,
parenting
bro,
done right.
I was like, not for nothing. Like, people might look at me some type of way for letting my kid watch deathmatch, but he's on YouTube 24/7. He's watching wrestling. He's gonna find it eventually.
He's gonna see it one way or another.
I'd rather me introduce it to him and me explain it to him what's going on than him see it by himself and
without the
try some stupid shit with a light bulb, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because he's crazy.
Dad, look what I can do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I let my kid watch deathmatch. For anyone questioning my parenting skills,
little do you know, when
deathmatch is for the children, man. Have you not seen it?
Hold on, wait, that's a shirt alert. Shirt alert.
Bro, I posted that on someone's post, and that blew up. I think you actually might have shared it out, retweeted
it. The amount of kids, there are kids that I'm a fan of when I'm at GCW and I'm doing crew. But because they're always there, and all of them love Nick Gage, and they got the bandana over their face, they're throwing up the MDK, they got all Nick Gage gear on. I always tell their parents, like, I wish I was half as cool as your goddamn kid is when I was their age, because your kid is one of the coolest people in this venue right now, and there's at least 2,000 other people here.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's definitely true. I mean, at the last MLW event you were there at, you and your boys, a little guy walked by you dressed as MDK, and he had like a fan club. You were all like cheering him on and like doing the sign.
Yeah,
like, this is great. This is great.
Well, your boy Durfee said he gonna be there to film your first death match.
Oh yeah, he was there when I got when Tremont decided that I wasn't doing my job right, when I unfortunately counted to 3 on him in a match for our announcer Chad Spectacular's birthday show, and I got hit with the Death Valley driver. He was there for that and still has video of it, and he always told me that he's going to be there when I have my first death match, so he has something to play at the funeral.
Got you. So you talk about your relationship with Tremont, like what was the actual introduction? Like, how did you even like discover H2O, and and how did it take off from there?
So I had no idea what the indie scene was or what deathmatch was growing up as a kid. I didn't get introduced to it. And I'm gonna be honest too. When I had my first meeting with Tremont at the beginning of 2020, I didn't know who the hell he was. I didn't know what he had done. I didn't know what H2O was. I still didn't know what indie was. But I worked at the local ShopRite, and a couple of the guys in the hot foods kitchen with me were indie guys. And we would talk all the time, shoot the shit. And they realized after a while I wanted this. I was at the point in my life where I just wanted to chase my dream, whether I succeeded or whether I failed. So they said, hey, there's this guy over in Williamstown, Matt Tremont, runs the building H2O. We've worked a couple of times with him. He's a great dude. I'm gonna message him and let him know he has a kid coming over on Tuesday. You go to this building, he'll meet you there, he'll answer all your questions, alleviate all your concerns. So I go, shake hands, introduce myself, tell him everything, ask all the pertinent questions that were in my mind. And he was ready to give me an opportunity right then and there. But I knew even then how intensive cardio-wise this sport is. So I asked him, could I have a month or two to get in the gym, get my cardio up a little bit so that I feel more comfortable going in to give my all? Agrees, has no problem. The literal day I was going to have my tryout was March 29th, 2020, the very same day the world shut down.
Wow.
So everything shut down. I lost the fire. I lost my passion, everything. The next year, my buddy Frank, who's known as the Pompadour guy in the GCW crowd, he just hits me up one day, like, hey, you want to see a fucking death match? And I'm like, what's a death match? He shows me Gage and RSP from Spring Break. Flame immediately comes back. He gets me into GCW. I go to my first shows, Then I start going to H2O. The passion's back. I know I want to do this, and now not only do I want to match, so I tell them it's.
Hold up, you just muted yourself. Hold up.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Blue
There
cheek
you go.
guy. So it's Christmas shows 2021, and I said screw it. I went up to Trey and I reintroduced myself and asked if there was room for an opportunity, and he gave it to me. So January 6th of 2022, it was the 6th or the 7th. It was that weekend. I'll remember that. I went to H2O and got my ass handed to me on that tryout. But I stuck through. I pushed myself harder than I ever was, and I was given a spot. Went back the next day to learn how to bump and roll to go straight into classes, and he's just been a great leader, a great trainer, a great mind to dissect and talk to about the sport. I always end up calling him Boss Man just out of habit because I remember I'd always say yes. He's like, don't call me sir. I'm no sir. So I Boss Man, he's just one of the greatest human beings in this profession. People have said it a lot in promos. They've said it a lot just in general. He is a man who will give and give and give to the point where I'm pretty sure he would give the flesh off of his back if somebody needed it. He is the reason he put deathmatch on his goddamn back when Gage was in prison. He carried it. He did his time, and now he's in the renaissance of his career. And now, unfortunately, he's been brought back by some weird magic after he literally got set on fire and buried by Cruel. But I know Matt's still in there with Killdozer. And if I had to canonize anyone in this business as a saint, Matt Tremont would be my first go-to.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's funny you say that Tremont is like your introduction to like deathmatch and stuff like that, because believe it or not, he was my introduction to deathmatch too. Because one thing I grew up, because I'm a huge wrestling fan, like obviously, but like even like when I was younger, when like it wasn't always cool to be a wrestling fan. It's like I still loved wrestling. I let it be known I loved wrestling. So my grandma, she's like, I think my nephew's a wrestler. So I was like, who's your nephew? And she told me his name. So I got on Google and started Googling him and stuff, and like saw YouTube videos, and I was like, this dude is badass. And I had no idea what deathmatch wrestling was until I Googled him, because she said it was her nephew. And I was like, holy shit, like this is badass. And I started watching it, going to some shows and stuff, and then ended up got to meet her nephew she never met before because of deathmatch wrestling. So deathmatch wrestling is definitely, you either love it or hate it, I think.
But if you love it, it seems to be universally a love at first sight.
Yeah.
Without question, with everybody. If you love it, it's at that first sight.
Yeah.
It's the moment you get that taste.
It's the moment you hear that. I truly think it's the moment you hear that tube crack over someone's head.
There's nothing like it.
That sound is indescribable.
And
then having the flinch to make sure if you're close enough, you're not getting covered in the glass and stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
I took Akeem to like his first true death match. We took him to No Hold Barred at H2O.
Yeah.
And that card was crazy. That card
next week's gonna be insane in Newark.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but that was Danny and Atticus when they actually first got their hands on each other.
Yeah.
And these dudes are throwing bombs and connecting like genuinely on the chin, literally 2 feet from us. And MLJ is next to us saying, bro, he just suckered him in the face for real. Like they were like genuinely just throwing bombs at each other, no regard to anyone.
I showed him the footage. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a legit shot right there." Like, shout out to MLJ. MLJ, we need you on
my
Slow
boy.
Steps, baby.
I love that friggin' man.
I talked to you about it. I'll be in the DMs. Pause. Get in there. But
hold up.
We've
pause in there.
we've kind of hijacked this interview and haven't given really Chris a chance to go. So,
Right.
Chris, the floor is yours. I apologize, bro.
Actually, real quick before I pass the floor off to him,
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
get a couple of the comments out there. You know, all this Grim, you know, chimed in, said, "Woo, you go, Jimmy." And Dirt, he chimed back then. He said all the messy hits is what hooked him. You know, thanks to Peacock, aka Jimmy. Yeah, honestly, too, I think my first exposure to the actual deathmatch, like I was exposed to ECW, you know what I mean, as a teenager, but my first exposure to the deathmatch was like getting the FMW VHS tapes and where it was like the exploding ring matches and stuff like that. Like that was like
That good old
my
explosion death match.
right.
Not that shit AEW did either.
No, not the 4th of July, you know, sparklers and all that.
Speaking of
But,
AEW, Chris, I know you would love this shirt tonight.
Yeah.
all right, Chris, the floor is yours.
Oh, finally, it's mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yours.
All right. Yo, what's up, Jimmy?
What's up, my man?
Okay, so before Akeem Kanye West me just now, I was about to ask you.
It wasn't just me.
Listening. Well, I'm just going for you for obvious reasons. You're the host. You know what I'm saying.
I'll take
Tell us Swift, Kanye, whatever. Got it.
I was also thinking he really just Kanye this man. So,
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly.
I'm in your corner.
See? There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. No, so funny y'all talking about Tremont because I never been to an indie show before. And before I joined this show, so my first indie event was the HGO Arena, and I see Tremont. He was part of a gauntlet match. Never seen him, never heard of him. I just know when he came out, everybody started going nuts, and I was like, who this guy? And he was like, we had him on the show. I was like, no, we did. It was like, but I don't think we did. But he was like, no, you don't remember him? I was like, no, it's not him. It's
We're
the
talking
other guy.
about we didn't have him on the show.
No,
we
he
talked
talking
about
about
him a lot, bro.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So I was like,
talking about Murdoch though.
No,
Oh,
that's what
my
I'm
boy
saying.
John.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying. Well, he was like this. He was like, no, you talking about Murdoch. I was like, oh, then why everybody's going crazy over this guy? And they were just like, oh, just watch. And then I was like,
Yep.
within 10 seconds, I'm like, damn, he's bleeding. Shit, what's going on? And then, but he was so freaking over. It was crazy. I'm like, why the hell never heard of this guy? He was like, you gotta watch more indie stuff. You gotta watch the death matches. I never was a fan of the death match, to be honest. Like, big ECW fan back in the day when it was real ECW, and to see that stuff, all that stuff, but to be there in person, like I never been to the ECW arena. H2O, that up front light tubes, freaking explosions,
different.
all that. I was like, damn, this is crazy. I see how people just get sucked in like so fast. Like it's like, damn, like when you, especially when you feel it, like you're right there and you feeling everything, it's insane. So as a referee, is anytime something happens and he's like, "Oh shit, that was close." It was like, like that wasn't supposed to happen, but it looks good. It looks good. It's all right. Keep going.
So what's funny is the what I'd consider close calls on my end haven't been reffing death matches. It's been I was just recently out in Vegas. I got asked to come out to ref for my buddies known as the Marks Are Us on Twitter and on social media. That show should be coming out by the end of December, free on YouTube, and I'll be plugging it everywhere because it was my West Coast debut. But then I end up getting a gig on Grab House the next night, and it was just like me misreading where the guy was gonna go. So I'm moving this way towards the other turnbuckle because I think he's coming to the turnbuckle to splash, and instead he's hitting the ropes. So I end up jumping on the middle rope and just leaning over so I don't get plowed. Calvin Tankman's a big mean motherfucker.
Oh, he was Tankman,
and I love him. But with I've had close calls, not in the ring, but with deathmatch. Because when you were talking about being right there, I don't know if it comes across. I got a nice little scar here. When Tremont and Neil Diamond Cutter had the 700 light tube death match, I was in the crowd because I brought my friends, and so they're exchanging tubes over the head on their knees. At one point, a tube bounces and comes towards my general area of the crowd. My worker instincts kicked in, just like, I threw my arm up. So I was like, block it, get hit by it. I don't give a crap if I get cut or I start bleeding. It's better if it happens to me than a fan.
Right.
I end up catching the friggin' thing. It's like a third of a tube. I end up catching it. Like, and it doesn't shatter, like, in my hand. All of my friends turn around. They're losing their friggin' minds. And I'm like, yeah, whew, I saved somebody. And then I look down and I see a puddle of blood on my feet. And then I look at my hand and it's impaled in my pinky.
Wow.
And I just went,
wow.
Shit, it got me. Where's our medic?
That's
like I had no idea. Everyone's hyped. And I look down, I go, oh, I'm leaking.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the back. Hold this for me.
I would throw up that X match over.
But like that instinct was just, I'd rather it be me. It's better for everyone here if it's me that ended up getting hurt than just a regular fan, because you don't know how they're going to react, especially if they got a piece of fluorescent tube this big coming at them at like Mach 3 off a one hopper.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm fortunate enough that I didn't get cut at the No Holds Bar, because I definitely came home with some fluorescent light tube pieces in my pocket.
Or tacks in your shoes.
Yeah, the tacks in the shoes, glass in the boots.
My ref shoes got so many tacks in them. I remember after one show, I just came home. I got a shot glass and I picked. Wasn't even ref, and I just picked all the tacks. I had about like 250 tacks in both of my shoes. It filled an entire like regular shot glass.
Wow.
But there's nothing like hearing that clack when you're walking around.
About to say, you sound like you tap dancing.
I slid. I temptation slid at one point walking through the crowd, and these two women saw and started cracking the hell up because I had no friction. So shit.
No lie, the following day after that No Holds Bar event, like I literally sat in my bathroom. I went and grabbed like a old hanger and like rewired it just so I can start picking up the glass out of my Timbs. Like I was like, I gotta wear these this week.
I can't sound like I'm tap dancing.
Bro, the story you told us, remember when we were at the GCW show, that guy had the glass break on him and then he threw up the X like he was cut, and the dude didn't have a single cut on him. You remember that?
Yeah. So that was just, so what had happened was the glass, he shattered through the glass, and we saw him immediately like cover his arm and wrist, which is what you're supposed to do during that, because your neck and your wrist are where the important bits are. That they get sliced, it's not going to be easy to clean up. Right. So he goes down through the bump, and he's immediately holding this, and all of us immediately went, oh shit, he's cut bad. And just it started with one person calling for the medic, and then it went into me panicking, yelling for a medic, getting him to the back, and then he gets there and he's holding his wrist, not even cut. Like, thank God, but
oh man.
I had a glass pane break on me setting up for a match at ICW for a close call. I had a ring on my finger, and I think now when I was moving it, the pressure, but it shattered over me, and I just immediately went down on the ring like this. Fans are like, oh, you fucked up. Mittens comes over, and he's like, you good? I went, I don't know. I just felt a lot of glass hit my wrist. And he's like, get to the back. Got cut up here, like got cut all on my forehead just from raining glass. But thankfully, I got nothing on my wrist. But that's the instinct you're supposed to do in situations like that. So when we saw that, we thought, shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
Great. It's crazy. This is like these are the stories of deathmatch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just wonder about that. So obviously with deathmatches, it's a different type of crowd. As we all know. Have you had an interaction with a fan, a very passionate, saucy, like, I could do this? So he tries to become part of the show. Did you ever see that happen, or like, oh, I gotta jump in and intervene?
Thankfully, no. We have not had to eject someone who thinks that they can jump in and do it. We haven't had that moment of Herb and Triple H beating the shit out of a fan who crosses the guardrail. But there have been ejections for just people being pieces of garbage in the crowd,
Bro,
which
I was next
does
to
not.
you.
It is a very rare occurrence down here, like for H2O. In the 3 years I've been around as a fan and then as a worker, it's happened honestly once that I can remember.
Was that H2O or
But
GCW?
I've seen videos of it from other shows of guys thinking they can get involved and getting their asses handed to them. My favorite is it's this dude on the West Coast who thought it was a good idea to cross the guardrail on Fatu.
Oh
And
boy.
you know,
I saw that one.
big ass Samoan.
Yeah.
Big ass Samoan.
Yeah.
He dared him to. He just laid dude the fuck out. Just
Was that the one where it was like the corner and like he came
Yeah.
in between the two
Just
guardrails?
trucked
And
him.
the two,
Trucked
yes, I seen that one.
Well, he learned today, didn't he?
mhm.
I don't know
They
if you
get a lot
wanna-
worse than that.
I mean, shit, the way we met, I seen you truck a dude.
I'm honestly shocked because I know how rabid deathmatch fans can get. I'm shocked. I have yet to personally or secondhand witness a fan try and get involved in an actual death match, which I think is for the best because you're like, oh, they beat the crap out of him. Nah, they'd probably get more than the crap beat out of them if they step to somebody.
Maybe they're smarter than we give them credit for. Maybe they see the craziness these guys are doing. They're like, yeah, I'm not jumping.
Yeah, that's easy. I could do that.
I don't know about how you feel, but I think a lot of it has to do with like you said, the fans are different. Like a lot of deathmatch fans, they're going there having beers. They're just there to sit back and enjoy.
I'm always
two
the
guys
one
kill each
screaming,
other.
"We want fire." That's me. That's me as the fan. Every show, I at one point, if there's a death match, I'm calling for fire.
Wait, why did I just visualize you with as the ref though? Like, get the fire! Get the fire!
Tremont, get the lighter fluid.
Right? why do you have the lighter, ref?
Yeah, you're the one lighting everything on fire.
Right.
But deathmatch fans aren't like those marks who are like searching the scenes for like the spoilers and stuff like that. They're just there to watch two dudes like kill
Beat
each other.
the piss out of each other.
Yeah, that's all they're there
Yeah.
for. That's why I don't think you see it too much. They're just there to enjoy wrestling. They're not worried about what promotion you're for or
Yeah,
what
we're here for
storyline
blood.
is.
We don't care how we get it, but we're here for the blood.
Yeah,
Right.
No, for sure.
All about
So
the
let me.
blood.
I got one question. So, in terms of like you hear how on like WWE and AEW and like on the main scene, it's the refs are calling everything in terms of the match flow, and they're the ones that are being communicated in the back with.
Yeah,
Okay, you have this much time left. Let's bring it home.
yeah,
And stuff like
yeah.
that.
That's a job of a referee.
So in the indie scene, is it also like that, or is it a lot more freedom
So
of the wrestler?
not as involved. Like 9 times out of 10, you're not going to see us with earpieces in like you do in the feds. But part of being a referee is being able to communicate between opponents on the down low in order to relay like if a spot's coming next or if they have to go to the finish early, which I've done both on the same show. It's our job if I've asked to get cues like from commentary I was like, hey, they got this much time. Can you give me a cue for when it's 2 minutes left? That way I can relay to them, all right, it's time to go home. If an injury happens, it's on us to be able to let the other guy know, hey, like how severe it is, and if they're just going straight to the finish or if an audible is getting called. So it's not going to be to the extent, like I said, like you're not going to see a lot of independent promotions have their refs with the earpieces, talking back to Gorilla, but the basics behind that, we control. It's our ring. We're controlling the match. We are there to do just as much work as the wrestlers to ensure that the match goes
as smoothly and as safely as possible.
Okay, no, definitely makes
Nice.
sense.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, Jimmy, we're talking to Peacock Jimmy Deacon, referee, future deathmatch star. Go throw it out there. Going to speak it to existence.
Speak into existence.
Exactly. Now, let me throw a curveball at you on this, regards to speaking to existence. So, I'm gonna play a little game of hypothetical.
All right.
So NXT were to call and say, hey, you know what? I mean, we got your eye on you as, for what you've been doing as a referee, but we also, can see you, turning into a wrestler at some point. Also, at the same time, GCW calls you and says, hey, listen, we like you as a referee, but we only see you as a referee.
I get the Brett Lauderdale, the legendary message itself.
Which way would you decide,
So,
your path to lead to?
In this hypothetical, it comes down to my living situation at that point, because I can see myself doing both. I can see myself taking that call, going to Florida to the PC, and even if I don't end up wrestling or doing anything worth a damn in the ring outside of refereeing, I getting decent money. But at the same time, I've been a fan of GCW since the first match I ever got introduced to. That will be going on 3 years in March of next year. I've been doing crew since the summer of 2022 across the East Coast with them. I've done the Chicago shows. I've done every Jersey show. Did a couple New Yorks. Been a little further up the Northeast. I would love nothing more than to be able to do a show with Brett. It's honestly on my bucket list as a referee, outside of going certain places and getting outside of the country and working with other referee friends of mine. I want to get in that opportunity to be on GCW. I would take that in a heartbeat. In the hypothetical, if I could take both, I would. But if I'm comfortable when both those calls come in, I'm going to Brett. If I could really use the money and the opportunity, I'm going down to Florida.
Interesting.
Gotcha. Okay.
I respect that answer.
Yeah,
yeah. I respect it totally.
Listen, if WWE called, I don't care if I'm wiping up sweat in the performance center.
I'll see you in Florida, baby.
You know it's gonna be like good steady money until they future endeavor you. But at the same time, you know your check's gonna be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's gonna be there.
And it's
both of them are beneficial because both are gonna bring in different varying amounts of money and exposure. But then it comes to, it's the childhood dream of, even if I don't make main roster, I'm in NXT doing my thing. People get to see me. And then also the current one of my goals of working for Brett, getting the message at 3 a.m. and then a response 12 hours later telling, bring your gear. Let's get this going. Because both lead to a lot of opportunities now, especially with GCW. GCW's just did Japan. They're going back to the junkyard. They're going all across the country. I already plan on getting my passport. Both of them bring a lot of opportunity for growth and experience and just things that I never would have thought I would be able to experience growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
So there aren't really any cons to either, which makes the hypothetical come down to just how I'm feeling in life at that point in time.
Right.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Just like sort of like the opportunity and stuff, because you think if you agree with WWE, you're kind of locked into them and only them.
Yeah.
Whereas at least with like GCW, I don't know if I consider them indie anymore. I think they're like a step above indie at this point. I don't.
Go ahead, real quick before you speak, Jimmy. Too. That's why I put the caveat in there. Like, you ref, but you also have the potential to wrestle.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
GCW would only be strictly rough.
Yeah.
But GCW could open like you could still do if New Japan called or AEW called or
Yeah,
the
I'd still
bigger
have
indie shows called.
very
You can't
decent
do that with
availability.
NXT. Yeah, you can't do that with NXT. That's the only downfall. I mean, hell, we saw Younger. He became a ref and was the ref for NXT for a while there,
Yeah.
which is cool. But you see how that is a second. You know, it's a bigger business with stocks and stuff like that. Your
You
personal
become
opinions
you're a lot
matter
more
there.
micromanaged.
Exactly.
You got a lot. You
'Cause
got
your
a lot more
personal
eyes that
opinions.
are on you outside of the ring in positions that can help or hinder you, other than
Yeah.
just the fans.
Now, to be fair with him, he was given multiple chances,
Yeah.
but that's a story for a different day. But
Yeah.
whatever side of the line you fall on, you can't take away from the reffing he's done and what he's given to the deathmatch community.
Right,
So-
right.
But yeah, go ahead, Hawk.
Oh no, I was I was just going to say, Jimmy, you know what I mean, like we appreciate you, coming on, but before we wrap this up, if there's any events that you're getting ready to work in the near future, feel free to to plug away here, so that way our viewers know where to catch you, as well as the promotions that you'll be working. Like what you got going on,
Oh,
at the
absolutely.
closing of
So-
the year in 2024.
So wrapping up this year, tomorrow night from the H2O Wrestling Center in Williamstown, New Jersey, I will be there for Killdozer's Field of Death, which is a full death match card. I think we got 9 matches on the card right now
Oh wow.
that are announced, all of which various stipulations dipping their toes in varying degrees in ultra violence. We have Killdozer match, Tremont versus Mouse. We got Brandon Kirk and Gigi Everson. We got Low Life Louie and Brax. We have a ton of great matches on that card. After that, as of right now, my next scheduled appearance will be Friday, December 22nd, back at H2O for the Intergender Bonanza, how
Oh, yeah.
CWO stole Christmas.
Shout out to Stan Styles.
Stan, great guy. I've atomic dropped him on his nuts twice in the last month we've worked together. That man hit me with his pants. He deserved it. That next night, I'll most likely be there for the H2O show. And the big one, I'm making my debut at the Restival in Massachusetts for Sean Henderson Presents and IS Dubs Slamtasia.
Nice.
I'll be up in the Northeast making my debut both in that state, but for Restival itself, which
Bucci's
is
on that card.
we got the main event itself, Paul London and Jimmy Lloyd, first time ever, which just that's a mind-blowing match.
Yeah,
I would say the different boy, but now he's the different broski. But it's going to be an incredible match. That whole card, you got the invitational
weekend.
food fight coming back, which I don't think I got enough fresh fabric softener to clean my gear if I end up being in that match.
Wait, so is that like a legit food fight? Like,
Yeah, it's a wrestling food fight.
Wow.
It is fun as shit and messy as shit.
Yeah, you might want to just toss the attire after that one.
You have to say
you're gonna have to
And
talk
then-
to some of the guys who got those ponchos for that.
Yeah.
Right.
The rain or
I'll be
shine
up there
show.
on the 29th. I'll offer my services to other companies for the rest of that weekend. If everybody is set and all good and dandy, I'll be making my way back down to AC to help do crew for NGI 8 and New Year's Eve, New Year's Day for both shows for GCW. And then January 6th on my wrestling anniversary, I make a debut up in Connecticut.
Nice.
Nice.
Putting in
I'll
that
see ya,
work.
NGI. I'll see you.
I got Mania weekend bookings already for a couple companies that I cannot wait to get announced so I can start promoting them.
Nice. There you
Oh
go.
man, that's awesome. So before you go, for anyone that's tuned in that that still want to continue to follow your journey by way of social media, where can they find you?
So Facebook, Jimmy Deacon, Instagram and Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. It's still Twitter to me, and it always will be. At the Jimmy Deacon. Those are my best places to find me. I got all my inboxes open. I'm more than happy to talk, shoot the shit, give advice, whatever anybody wants. something that's been said a lot, especially if you're somebody who wants to follow your dream of professional wrestling, but you think it doesn't matter how old you are. It does not matter. You can still chase your dream. I've told my buddies, a lot of people, this for years, because I've been told it by a bunch of people. It does not matter how old you are. If you want to follow it, even if nothing comes of it, but you want to get in the ring and you want to train and you want to bump and you want to give it a shot, go for it. The only thing that is stopping you is yourself. Age does not matter. We got guys in their 40s and 50s still wrestling and putting on matches. We got dudes 17 and 18. My boy Nick Wayne
Mike Jackson's
signed to
still
AEW,
playing.
and then everyone else in between is doing their own thing. It does not matter how old you are. You will find happiness eternally and success if you put in the work, if you want to follow your dreams and say screw it, because that's what I did. I did years of college, switched majors dozens of times, and then one day realized I don't care if I'm successful or if I fail. I want to follow my dream because I know my dream is what I wanted as a kid. And it is something that if I make it happen for real, it can sustain my very existence on Earth. So I threw in the towel with everything else. I said, screw it. I'm going for my dream and nothing's going to stop me.
Listen, I totally agree with you on that because, I've always had a background of entertainment media, and it's like, it wasn't until over the last year or so, I took the step to actually utilize it for my love of wrestling, and look where we are today. Like it takes that level of being comfortable, of being uncomfortable. And I actually got a shout out to Danny Palmels of that NBC Sports Philly. He brought that term to me, and it makes total sense as far as like being comfortable of being uncomfortable. As far as it might be something that you love, but you may be uncomfortable.
The first time doing anything is going to be dog shit.
Exactly.
You're not going to get it the first time, and once you acknowledge that and realize that and take it into your soul, life itself becomes so much easier when you understand. Yeah, I'm going to suck the first time I do X, Y, or Z, but if I keep at it, it's not going to suck for much longer.
Right, shit. I look forward to Friday nights now. Like, look, I'm here. Like, I'm like, look, Friday night. This is my element.
You're doing your thing.
Exactly. Around a great group of guys. That also feel the same way.
Shucks.
And also like respectfully. And
I'm not crying.
And shout out to Pat as well. Not on with us at this time. Like like we do this like place. It's we're like it's
he's not dead. He's just doing a Sixers post game.
It's like a element to where it's like it's a comfort zone, but the level of uncomfortable is you don't know who's watching.
You don't know who's watching. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
All you can do is do you.
Yeah.
I mean, there shows where we're doing this and like we're getting no comments and we're not knowing anything. Then we end the stream and we're over 500,000 or 1,000 live viewers at one. You know what I mean? Like you just don't know.
You don't know what the day is going to bring.
Take that leap. Take whether it's wrestling, whatever it is. You got to take that leap.
Or even better,
you don't know if you're going to be good.
Right. Or even better, you walk into the 2300 arena. Hey man, I watch your show. It's good.
Yeah.
Like,
that goes such a long way. That goes such a long goddamn way.
Thank you. Like, I greatly appreciate it. Like it's amazing. But we can definitely shoot the shits on that. You know what I mean? For a long time. I don't know what your timing is. Like, listen, like if you want to stick around with
I got all the time in the world, baby.
Our topics of discussion, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're talking wrestling.
I ain't take my melatonin yet. I'm good.
Listen, whatever you need to hop off, just hop off. And we're gonna go through some wrestling, MLW, AEW, WWE, and so if you want to stay on with us, you're more than welcome to. But
I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, for
just
sure,
let you know.
sure.
I just let you know earlier. I typically get angry as the show goes on.
No, bet.
Listen, this man is a personal trainer. He's bigger than all of us, so we tend to not like to poke the bear.
It's,
All right.
it's okay. We're good.
All right, so look, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break, quick minute break. Everybody stretch your legs, do whatever you gotta do, get some more beverages. Then we gonna go into the recap of MLW One Shot, and we're gonna take it from there. So if we good with that. Hold on, we got one more comment out there. Oh, Durfee, he said proud of you, Jimbo.
Love you, Mark.
See
I'll
you got
see
a
you
dip.
soon.
Indeed, and we got Rohef, said what up,
Vegas,
Vegas.
Rob.
Hope everyone is well. So, all right.
Unblock me, bro.
Oh wait, we got beef. we got
Why are you
beef.
gonna go on the break like that, man?
We'll definitely discuss that. So, all right. So we're gonna take a quick minute.
Drink to it.
We're gonna take a quick minute break. We're gonna get back and we're gonna talk about MLW One Shot. Till then, we're gonna talk about Sherry's tickets.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com.
We are back. Still stats powered by Edge of Philly Sports, Politic and Hot, alongside my guys, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Moya Fit, Chris Wilson, special guest, referee Peacock, Jimmy Deacon.
Yurt.
Oh man. This has been an amazing show already. 57 minutes in, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Apparently we got ops, people.
Yeah, that's
Joey op.
Oh yeah, like we got to. We'll
talking about One Shot. It's time for One Shot here. Let's go. It's time for MLW One Shot. Let's go.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll definitely discuss that. You know what I mean, at another time. But MLW One Shot took place yesterday out in New York City. Shout out to MLW, who always graciously allow us the opportunity to do the media scrums.
Shout out to AJ.
Yeah, shout out to AJ. AJ, I know he definitely said he's gonna come on board to Still Steps, in the future. I apologize for not ever setting a date, but
yeah,
we'll definitely work on that.
We're gonna lock that in. But in the words of AJ, last night was his first night running point, and he was, and in the words of AJ, quote, the Black Eric Bischoff last night.
So I believe it.
That was his exact words, and it was funny because he said that to me while we're at WrestleCade, right?
Yeah,
we're walking down the street, and he says, "Yeah, I'm running point. I'm the Black Eric Bischoff." Literally, as we're walking down the street, walking towards us is Eric Bischoff.
Wow,
bro! I said, can we stop and get a picture of this? The Black Eric Bischoff and Eric Bischoff right here. Can we get a picture? Right. I was like, what are the odds of that? What are the odds of Eric Bischoff walking down the street as he's saying he's running shot and is going to be the Black Eric Bischoff in New York? Like, I was like, the world works in mysterious ways.
That's a fact. Overall, though, and I'm gonna go to each of y'all individually as far as your take on the event. You know what I mean? Just be honest, like whether you saw it or you didn't. If you read it or you take your thoughts off of off of what you read. Go ahead, Joey. I'll let you kick it off on this one.
So first off, it obviously wasn't the 2300 arena. So that's a negative. But I've talked to people at MLW about this and was wondering the Thursday night, such a huge show. Thursday night, 8:00 is odd time. I was like, what's up with that? So to run that venue in New York City on a Saturday night is next to impossible. It's a club in New York City on Saturday night 3 weeks before Christmas.
Right.
You're not getting it. So it was either they've ran Thursday or they didn't run. So that to me was the first thing. It was like just Thursday just seemed weird. You got Thursday night football going, you know. It just you got Christmas festivities going, and so that to me was a negative. And I don't know. I'm not in love with that venue. I don't know. I don't. It just to me it comes off like you're like sardines in there. You know, like
Yeah.
it feels like the way it looks on. I've never been there, but the way it looks on camera is that you're.
That's how it
in
looked
there
to me
and-
watching it back.
Yeah, and props to MLW because they packed the place. They
Oh yeah, they
packed it.
did.
But it was tight. It was definitely tight in there, and
Literally.
I just think MLW. Like the show at 2020 Regional looked better than it did at last night, and I don't know if it's maybe like the lighting in the ballroom or what it is, but it just I don't know. I don't know if I'm impartial because it's New York, Philly, and we're Philly guys, so we're automatically going to shit on New York. But from that aspect, Philly's better. But the show overall was great.
Play the song. No, let me jump in there real quick. I totally echo what you just said. Now, as far as event wise itself, like matches and stuff, I thought the matches were good.
Yeah.
You know, there were some that I raised some question, and we'll dive into that once we start going through the matches. But like you said, based on like camera view, it did look pretty tight, and I do want to communicate with some individuals who I know for a fact were there, and to see whether or not if they felt the same way from being in attendance, especially those who sat ringside. It just seemed very,
tight.
very, very, very tight.
Yeah.
Like I would have been concerned for myself, just being around the ringside.
Look, I don't want to sound dramatic, Hack, but claustrophobic. And
I've gotten that way at shows before.
But the way that looked, it looked like it might have caused someone who was claustrophobic to
trigger them.
Yeah, like that lower bowl. The upper bowl looks like it's a little more open, but that lower bowl looks like you're kind of packed in there a little bit, But yeah,
a little shoulder to shoulder, a little nut to butt, as I like to say.
Right, right,
yeah, for sure.
But there were moments throughout the show where like lighting was not the best, especially like when the wrestlers were outside of the ring.
The Cardona match in particular, there was a spot where he was coming in the ring and he turned and looked right at the hard camera, and his face was completely dark. Like you couldn't see the facial expressions he's making or anything. I was like, that spot right there, we need to have some kind of spotlight that you're putting on him that we can see what's going on in that instant.
And to be fair, there were moments when certain matches were outside of the ring, they were putting that light, like on the stars, but it wasn't consistent. So I don't know if that was a camera thing where maybe one camera had the light and the other camera didn't have the light, that's just the way that I saw it. But still, I still
maybe it was a streaming too thing though, bro. Maybe
possibly
the signal that night wasn't as strong. Yeah, maybe it wasn't that strong coming out of the arena that good. So the picture that was sent back to us didn't come through as clear. That's a possibility also.
Right. Yeah, that could be. But again, I won't let it overshadow the talent. You know what I mean? The talent
show was good,
who put on the performance, because
I've seen, it was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. Like overall, like shout out to all the talent that was on the card. Everybody did the damn thing. You know what I mean? Most importantly. But
Kira,
Jimmy,
get that ass. Beat his ass, Akira. Because I'm gonna be on yours if you don't.
you know what's gonna happen. But Jimmy, your overall thoughts of the event before we dive into.
So I didn't watch it live. I've seen bits and pieces currently, and I'm in the midst of waiting to watch it back fully. But from what I saw and what I have seen reposted, I'm happy with it. It looked like a solid show. Kojima, my bread king,
Yeah,
being in New York, being here wrestling, can't get better than that. Getting the bread shower at the end of the match, that just screams money to me. Because that's the reason I love him. He's all about the bread. He's all about them empty carbs. Cardona and Alex Kane, I knew would be an absolute banger of a match. Cardona is transcending his entire career on this indie run he's been on the last 2 years. It's absolutely incredible to see. It's been incredible to work shows that he's involved in. And Alex Kane is just he's that dude right now.
He's catching his stride.
He is in his shit right now.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lloyd, my boy, the different broski, him and RSP. I knew that would get fun. I knew that'd get a little extra violent. Love to see it.
Let me ask you something real fast. Because you probably might know a little better than we do. Have you worked any GCW in New York shows? Or been?
I worked the first emo fight, and then that Get Lost, which was Tony Deppen and Ishimori, and Minoru Suzuki and Homicide. Okay. Those were the last New York shows I've been able to get up to, because I had my own vehicle at that point, and now I go with my buddy to the shows he goes to. So I haven't been able to get back up to New York, but I worked those shows, and I like New York. I like Melrose. It's a nice venue.
Yeah. So is New York stricter with?
Fuck their athletic. I'm a be full frontal. Fuck the New York State Athletic Commission. Oh. They are the worst, and in stringency wise, they are the worst athletic commission in the entire country. There is so much you can't do in New York. For example, you can't bleed. Like you can't, like if someone accidentally gets a cut and they bleed, that's all they need to shut the show down.
Wow.
It's a pain in the ass to run in New York, which is why you don't see a lot of people run there if they're not like they don't got the money behind it. They don't have if they can't get things going. Right. I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
No, I get what you're saying.
If they haven't run there a lot, if they aren't based out of New York, you don't see it a lot as if you see like GCW based out of New Jersey running every other state in the country.
Yeah.
Because it's just so difficult having to work within the rules of their athletic commission.
Yeah, they call it standards and practices.
Yep.
So
I remember at the emo fight, I was standing next to the two on standby medics, because you got to have everyone should, but you have to have like medics and like an ambulance on standby. And I think that should just be a standard practice. I'm not mad with that one. But I remember it was Jimmy Jacobs and Atticus, I think, on that card. And when Atticus came out, I jokingly looked to the medics and went, "He's the reason you're here, just so you know." Meanwhile, they had no idea what the hell any of this was. They fell in love with it by the end of the show. But when Atticus came out, I went, "He's why you're here."
That's a weird match to have in New York, though, bro. Like that's a match that should have some blood. Like them two, they should have some blood. Like that's a
Jimmy has the literal railroad spike. Atticus has the skewers.
But that makes sense why IC Dub next week pulls
there's a lot you can't do in New York. That just it's kind of like Cali. Also, you won't really see a lot. Well, not anymore, but you won't see death matches at non like below like underground shows, because you have to promote a certain way in order to get around with it. Like if you promote it as entertainment instead of a sport, you can get away. You get a little bit more leeway. It's why New Fear City with the no ring shows, they're able to get away with everything because they know what they're doing. They're not running in actual venues. They're using the Kingsland, which is an incredible venue in of itself for these shows. Watching live, you gotta be smart. But a regular indie, you're not going to be able to get blood or do any crazy shit in New York just because of the athletic commission.
So that explains RSP and
because
Jimmy
you know
last night.
damn well anywhere else a Jimmy Lloyd versus Ricky Shane Page match, someone's wearing a crimson mask.
Oh yeah, and most
Yeah.
definitely. So side note, MLW bring that to Philly.
But even Philly's strict. Even
Philly ain't that much better.
Yeah.
I mean,
It really
not,
ain't. And people are going to realize that come collective weekend when everyone oversaturates this general area with all shows. And if they're running in Philly, they're going to realize real quick that the grass ain't that much greener between New York and Philadelphia, PA.
I've heard of a couple like strictly deathmatch shows that are they're saying they're going to be like a stone throw from Philly, but they're not going to do Philly. They'll do Jersey, but they're not doing Philly.
I hope everybody gets their shit off without issue come collective weekend. I hope everybody makes some money and gets to do what they want to do. They just got to be smart about it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. But let's dive into the matches.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a ton of shows, going on that weekend. So, but yeah, so one shot. So, first up, during the event, we had Rocky Romero defeating Mascara Dorada, to retain both the MLW World Middleweight and CMLL World Historic.
I'm still mad he beat Akira.
Yeah.
Bro, we were genuinely shocked at the arena. Like, we were genuinely like,
I still feel some type of way he beat my boy.
I didn't expect it. I totally didn't expect it. Especially the way he lost it. And Akira, he voiced his opinions about that at the last media scrum me and Joey was at.
Yeah.
And like he said he's still on his head. He said that beef between him and Rocky, he said, look, he ain't forget about it. So he's definitely going to
Akira don't forget receipts. They always come.
Spoiler alert.
You just don't let them know when.
Right.
Spoiler alert. Akira, either earlier in the night or after the event was over, he won the scramble and is now, I believe he's the number. I believe the scramble was for this belt.
It is for this belt. Oh,
number one contendership.
So Akira won the number one contender for this title. So we'll see when that transpires.
Get back, Akira.
See, I got a problem with that already. Especially
I think it was Ricky Shane Page's belt, actually.
Okay. Then that makes sense.
Which one's that? Is that middleweight?
That's the open weight.
That's the open
weight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the open weight. So if it's for the open weight, then I'm good with it. If it's for a Rocky's title, then I
feel like I know exactly why you'd have a problem with it too.
Because Akira already took a shot at.
He's
RSP.
back in the picture that quickly.
Exactly. Well, not even just being back in the picture, but he took a shot at RSP at one shot before RSP fought Jimmy Lloyd. So therefore,
here's my problem with that, Hawk.
Go ahead.
They've been feeding us this Ichiban Rocky Romero feud for weeks now, to the point where Selena fought Ichiban for Rocky at the one shot. Like, to me, like, I'm looking right now to see what it was for. No,
wait, the Suplex Assassin just like one of my tweets as we speak. No, we were talking about my fault, not to go left. We go left on this show. Where he said something about the movie Idiocracy, and I put out Macho Camacho. So somebody replied that The Rock gonna have everybody on Terramana like Brondo in the movie Idiocracy. But no, go ahead, Joey. Before we go way left.
Yeah, I think we're not gonna see that. We're not gonna see that match again. I don't think he gets his chance back at Rocky Romero here. I think they're going Ichiban here.
Okay,
because they've been really feeding Ichiban. I think we're gonna see that in Philly, and then I also think we're gonna get RSP Akira in Philly.
Mm.
We need it though because it all started here. Like, look, don't let it go
Mhm.
anywhere else. Like, look, it was built here. Like, we need to have that match here, and I think that match is going to have a ton of blood.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
for sure.
Between those guys, without a doubt, I'd put a mortgage on it.
No,
There's
that's
no
a
way.
fact,
There's
man.
no way they come out clean when they get their hands on one another.
Yeah, but one thing that I do like, but I know it probably could become annoying at some point. This dirty Rocky Romero we're getting, where it's like he's doing a lot of cheating, a la Eddie Guerrero, you know what I mean, R.I.P. Like,
Works well.
he doing a lot of cheating out here, to get these wins, but this was a pretty solid match between the two, during last night's one shot event, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see, you know what I mean, like when they decide to incorporate Ichiban into this mix. It all depends on how they're gonna do their upcoming fusion tapings. If they're smart, they gotta run it this upcoming Thursday, because they got the Philly show January 6th.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
what's gonna happen is Selena
Of course, I'm gonna
won.
be out of state for that.
So Ichiban won by DQ.
Okay.
So I'm guessing what they're gonna do is they probably did some backstage angle where Ichiban then challenges for the title or something. That's what we're gonna get in Philly. But a lot of good feuds. I'm actually happy with how this show turned out because I feel like this was gonna be like the payoff for a lot of these feuds, and it seems like One Shot was more of a holdover for a lot of these feuds. I'm pretty happy about.
Yeah, definitely. It was becoming a little concerning based on how like they were rolling out some of the fusion tapings, because I'm like, wait a minute, it's October, and no disrespect, to MLW or anything. I'm like, all right, it's October. I mean, no, we're in December, but they got fusion tapings still rolling out from November, still being shown, just now, and I'm like, damn, like, wait a minute. It was one episode where I was still in summer clothes, and I was like, wait a minute, they just wrote this match out. Like, oh wow, but it makes sense though. But it makes sense based on how they're booking. So I'm like, all right, I get it. I totally understand. So, but yeah, but no. Forever grateful, I ain't trying to lose my media pass.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Next up, we had Mia Yamashita defeating our God Queen. I was about to say my God Queen. our God Queen, Demi Exo, to retain the TJPW Princess of Princess title.
They're going to be in Philly Mania weekend. Y'all got to get out to that show.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be part of the
We'll be at the collective. That's
going to be a good show.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be out there.
Outside of getting some food, I don't know if I'm leaving that hall unless it's for Mania.
If it's Mania Day, like that's the only way,
Yeah,
like,
because it seems like they're gonna have like shows back to back with all these names of different companies coming in, because
it's going to be at least 3-4 shows a day during that full weekend.
Yeah,
it might even be more, honestly. You think you still got to get Spring Break, Bloodsport,
right?
FE,
if they do another World on Lucha
for the culture,
yeah, like they have their core show they got to run on top of DDT and
Progress coming back over is big.
Yeah, shout out to
and
Progress.
TJPW.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a wild weekend.
Definitely. Now, I actually thought about this earlier today. I was like, damn, man, maybe I should have booked that hotel when I had the opportunity to about 6 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably out of the running now. But
nah, you got to look at Airbnb now, bro.
That's why I'm glad it's here. I ain't gotta do that shit. I'm 20 minutes from the stadium.
Right. Look, I'm about to say it's gonna be air hot crib. Just gonna have to take that trip, you know.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm like 25 minutes. I'm in Northeast,
Right.
so it's not that bad. But
I'm not that bad. It's
honest,
probably about 30, 35. That's about it.
but honestly, with the way they're booking these shows right now and how close
Yeah.
they're all going to be, you don't got to leave like a small vicinity between the 2000 Arena and
Right.
the catering hall and Link Financial Field. It's all right there.
Yeah.
$10 Uber ride to any of those locations from wherever you're at.
I just hope
I
they
know
keep-
Hakeem likes to partake in some drinks at his festivities, so we don't condone drinking and driving. So we're going to be Ubering.
Hey, look,
You're also going to have to take into
don't be dry
consideration
snitching
what
on here.
H2O, IC Dub, and a bunch of other companies do that might be running in New Jersey right across the bridge.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of tough decisions people are going to have to make Mania weekend, especially if they want to go to actual WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I feel like these local companies, like you're gonna have some of these big name companies coming in.
And then the oversaturation.
Exactly. Don't try to battle these big companies. You're gonna have these people that come in Wednesday morning, Thursday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Run a show Wednesday night or Thursday night before.
Do a day zero.
Exactly, before the festivities actually kick off. That way you can actually, get a good crowd and not have to worry about competing with a GCW or a DDT or any of those, because they're not.
Oh my God, that's right. DDT's coming too. Holy shit!
But you see,
that's gonna be a fun show.
But you see, part of the dilemmas, are still going to be where a lot of these companies are, where they're going to be running. Like where exactly they're going to be running.
That's the biggest thing.
Like Mike said last week, shout out to Mike Fresh and the Wrestling Independent. We're gonna touch on that later on this evening too. As for his Woke Up This Morning event that took place last Saturday in Northeast Philly, bringing back the essence of Northeast Philly wrestling. But he said, listen, I'm not even going to try to indulge into that because of everything that's going on, that week. Like, the attendance is going to fluctuate depending on, you know what I mean, like the fandom of who's coming and what they want to see. You know what I'm saying?
At this point,
you just got to go with what you want to go to. You can't go to a thing just because everyone's going to go to that. Nah, Mania weekend, you got to do what you want to do. Yeah. That's what supersedes everything.
Let me ask you guys
going to be the hottest ticket. Go ahead, Joey. My fault. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. I feel like Mania weekend, there's such a big choice. Fans are going to where the names are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever show can book those names, those marquee names.
Yeah.
You're going to get a little pad.
That's where you're going. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, you're going to have some of these companies who are going to try to run off of the local guys, which, again, I love the local workers. But unfortunately, when you have all these out-of-towners who aren't familiar with the Philadelphia scene, they're going to get washed out, unfortunately, because of these bigger companies who are going to bring all these other guys in, which really sucks. It does genuinely suck for these local Philly companies. You see Monster Factory with the worst "we were here" or something. I think it's like "we're still here" or "we were here" type of thing.
Right.
It sucks for these local companies who are going to get washed out and not have probably the best attendance because.
Because not only does it happen every Mania weekend, the wrestling follows where Mania is, but now that it's in Philly, if there's anything Jersey is good for, and it's not much, it's professional wrestling. We have an overabundance of professional wrestling in the Garden State, which is probably the only goddamn good thing about this state other than me not pumping my own gas.
Listen, keyword.
There's already that incentive of too much wrestling. A lot of people aren't going to get the paydays. They ain't going to get the ticket sales that they think they're going to get, but they're still going to run because they're going off of the mass influx of population that's coming to this 15-mile area.
Yeah.
But there's a difference. Get hot real fast. Get my bad.
No, all I got to say, it's space. Like, there's much more space in New Jersey than it is here. But
the difference too is people have to realize this too. WWE crowd is generally different. Like these companies that follow WrestleMania followed them for years now.
Right.
These local companies are going to try to run now. WWE is different in terms of their fans aren't, a lot of those fans aren't hardcore wrestling fans that watch every product. A lot of WWE fans are fans who watch WWE and that's it. You know, so they don't know a whole lot of these local indie companies. That's another thing I think could hurt them is you're going to have the
don't know what's
hardcore
going
fans.
on.
Exactly.
But this is where like not only WWE but also a lot of the companies that are going to be running here, they're going to be banking on a lot of more so the out of state, you know, tickets that's being sold for Mania, and then those who are out of state, particularly the international ticket holders
Yeah,
that are coming over.
absolutely.
They're
Yeah.
going to be the ones that's actually going to be going to a lot of these companies that's going to be, you know what I mean, promoting events, you know, that Mania weekend. Real quick, Joe chimed in. He said he's gonna be going everywhere, you know, Mania weekend. He also said Jimmy is a great ref at H2O, wherever he refs at. I didn't want to throw that out there. So shout out to Joe Howe. You know, he's also part of the X brand movement. Shout out to X brand, Justin, everybody.
That's luck.
Yeah, Fet's luck. You know, so yeah. But again, we gotta apologize to Mia Yamashita because you know we literally just went way left on her title defense, you know, from One Shot last night, you know, what we typically do. But yeah, but you know, I'm curious to see where the, you know what I mean, where we do, you know what I mean, what they do with Delmy, you know what I mean, going forward after, you know what I mean, after this loss. You know, she's now taken, you know, a couple of significant losses. Yeah, you know, so I'm, you know, a little concerned about that, you know, see, you know what I mean, to see what, you know what I mean, where they're gonna go with her, you know what I mean, with her run. But moving forward, next matchup was the Bread Man, you know, Satoshi
That's a great
Kojima.
that's a great freeze frame right there. Man.
Thank you. Thank you. You know,
The Bread Man,
Kojima
baby.
defeated Filthy Tom Lawler, which was a great match, man. I gotta be
Filthy
honest.
Tom is incredible.
Yeah. I actually had Filthy winning, you know, based on, you know, some sort of distraction, maybe by WTF, you know, for him to pick up the win. But you know, I'm
Man
actually
can rock a pair of Daisy Dukes.
always, even back to
The one and only
GCW.
time I've seen this man live, beyond 2021, for the first War Games weekend. This man took off a pair of Daisy Dukes to reveal a second pair of Daisy Dukes. I've never feared for my life more.
That was a GCW
watching a man
show.
strip to reveal the same kind of clothing, just a different color.
Yeah.
God help anyone who crosses him.
Yeah, I saw that and I cringed too. Like, really? Like, oh, come on, dude. Really? Stop.
You were talking about some problems you had with this card. This was one of them for me. You built up the World Titan Federation to be this big thing. And outside of Cardona, which I don't believe anyone from the World Titan Federation actually got involved besides Steph, who always gets involved.
True.
You had two of the guys, right? Lawler and Cardona.
Yeah.
Get beat down during the show, and no one from the World Titan Federation came out to help.
Nah.
Yeah.
But see, I mean, I get why they didn't come out to help because the nature of the respect that Kojima has for MLW as a whole, you know, being the first heavyweight champion of the company, like, you know, it's almost like,
yeah, that's bullshit because nothing for nothing, but you want us to be this
here we go.
There it is.
Here we go.
This big time heel group. You know, WTF supposed to be these monster heels who are co-promoting the pay-per-view and stuff, you know, like you can't be heels and then show respect. You just can't.
Here we go. I'm about to piss you off now, Joey. What
Wrestling needs less respect.
They got
shit out of each other after the match.
However, they did get one win, you know what I mean, last night.
And what was that?
Alex Hammerstone won the bodybuilding contest.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, wait. Did he leave?
No, he's audio only.
Yo, Jimmy, you know what's funnier than me getting angry?
What?
Joey when he gets angry. Way funnier.
Yeah.
Guys, this was his last MLW contract booking,
Was it?
and he won a bodybuilding competition.
Yay.
Oh crap!
But technically, if you really think with the logic, he actually got beat down too by Fatu
Yeah.
And then he lost
did.
to Fatu later in the night too.
later in the night.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, not looking good for the World Titan Federation. But anyway, moving on, we did have Janai Kai defeat Maki
Janai,
Ito
baby.
This killer.
to retain the MLW World Featherweight
Guys,
Championship.
WrestleCade ruined her for me. I'm sorry.
Really?
Well, you look at her in a totally different light now.
Yeah, because like she genuinely scared me. Like legit, like just a bad chick. Like she genuinely
She's a
scared
bad
me.
motherfucker.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then at WrestleCade, she did a spot with Tessie and stuff, the Tessie table,
Yeah.
and she was there and she was talking and she was like genuinely one of the coolest people in the world. I listened to her talk and I'm like, shit, like now I gotta like her. Like now I have
Shit,
to like
I can't boo her now.
Yeah, now I gotta root for her because she's like a cool ass person overall, and like just to me, like if you're a good person, regardless of what your character is, I'm cheering for you. You know,
Me and Joey know somebody to like her.
we that got redacted. Don't
Wait.
It's not, they're not talking about me.
I ain't
Not
saying
talking
no names though. No, it ain't you.
I know
you
there's not.
Mocha.
You conscious. But anyway,
Wait,
let's
pause. Why did Chris jump out there so fast? It's not me.
right.
It's not me.
Gotta make it clear. So make it clear. Real quick.
Mrs. Moyo Fit, I assure you, it is not Mr. Moyo Fit.
It's like I always feel like the eyes are watching me. Like,
I assure you, it's not.
Listen, but back to that last of the MLW women's match.
Yeah.
It was a good match because you knew she wasn't dropping the belt yet. But Maki Ito, whenever she's there, she just
I
gets the
love
crowd.
Maki.
Yeah. It's like the it's like the Jay-Z song, gets the people going. Like that's what she does. Like she's literally that part of the song. Like that's her when she comes out, you know, like it's just regardless of how the card's been beforehand or what's after her, the crowd gets up for her. And you can always count on that.
I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed only because I thought something else was going to happen. And maybe I shouldn't have got my hopes up, not knowing.
In terms of what?
Because she came out, you know what I mean, with the microphone, you know what I mean, singing.
Put that comment up.
I thought about Becca.
She's actually hurt really bad, bro.
She is hurt bad.
I heard like months she's out for.
Oh wow. Oh, Maki is hottest.
Okay.
Go ahead, Anthony. You got it, bro. you got the Maki.
Shout out Matt Stryker not getting the point of Maki's gimmick and her being an actual former idol turned wrestler.
Right.
That was fun to listen to.
I had to learn that. I was like, oh wow, like she was legit, you know, idol contestant and stuff. Like, well, trying to get on. But yeah, I thought when I saw her come out with the microphone, I was like, maybe it's possible Becca might just come out and, you know, cause her to lose, you know, just to kind of like get her face back into the picture, you know what I mean, like back into the women's division. But damn, I didn't know she was, you know what I mean, like hurt that bad.
Yeah, I heard that the whole house arrest thing was an injury.
But
shout out to Becca because that chick can go. I mean, I seen her fight Tremont, and she held her own with Tremont, which you normally can't say about many men.
Can't say about a lot of people.
Forget a woman, you know. So shout out to Becca because that chick, when she's healthy, the belt needs to go on her. ASAP.
Becca's incredible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree.
And just the cringiness of her performances, getting her over as a heel is like, it's just so clever. You know what I mean? Like people just boo her because it's like cringy. But
it's a
that's
better
the point
Jillian.
Yeah, that's the exactly.
But you know what? Her time off right now, and
she's capitalizing.
This is fantasy booking. her and Zeta right now, that would do numbers.
Yeah.
She's
she's
gonna come back
capitalizing.
and take this entire and take her bookings by the balls. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna be the one to watch when she comes back.
yeah. No, I totally agree.
She just
Totally
dropped the
agree.
Christmas song, guys. You didn't hear it?
No,
Yeah, well, so did our offensive line.
yeah, that's a fact. You know, shout out
Number one on iTunes.
Philly Special Volume 2 Christmas
Dude,
Christmas
we
theme.
just got Little Dicky and Howie Roseman on the dreidel song.
Nice. Hold on, wait. That
That's
sound
like his Christmas song.
I ain't gonna lie, it kind of sound like the Fury Road song she played at the event. Let's say,
Yeah.
they almost sounded alike. But anyway, RSP Ricky Shane Page defeated Jimmy Lloyd to retain the national open weight
Ooh.
title. He said,
They did Jimmy a little dirty here. I'm not gonna lie. And here's my reasoning. You had Akira come out beforehand and beat down Ricky Shane Page, and then Ricky Shane Page won fairly clean against Jimmy.
True.
You know, Ricky Shane Page should have cheated to win because he was just beat down by Akira. I felt like you made Jimmy Lloyd look weak a little bit in the process, just because he pretty much beat two guys just then. You know, like to me, thinking that's how I was looking at it. But I guess it's Jimmy Lloyd, so it's people love him regardless. Which
I co-signed to a certain extent, to the point where I thought Akira was gonna come out somehow within the match as opposed to before the match.
Yeah.
Before the match was a little bit cheesy because at that point you knew he wasn't going to come back out again, and therefore that gave more room for RSP to do what he needed to do to get the victory over Jimmy Lloyd. But did
anyone see that shot that Akira shared recently? It was a little bit like, whoa, pause, Akira.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I don't know if I want you to to bring up or speak on whatever it is. You look that up. We're just gonna go to the next one. To the next match, which I believe was the main event, was the Suplex Assassin. Hold on, wait, what is
My
it?
A, baby.
What are you about to do, Akira?
Oh, is that the photo?
Let me unblur myself for a second.
Yeah, I couldn't really see it. What in the world?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, pause.
Atticus said, not gonna lie, kind of sus.
Right.
Yeah.
Look,
when I see that picture, all I can think of is the guy who says he's climbing into your windows. Hide your kids.
See,
I like you, and I want you.
If this was Cameron and May Sports Show, they'd be like, "Yo, pause!" Like, "Yo, hey, pause!" Like,
yeah.
Yo, that don't look
2023. Whatever you get down with, it's all good with me.
Respectfully, but no, the main event. We had our Suplex Assassin Alex Kane defeat Matt Cardona, to retain the MLW World Heavyweight title. I kind of felt like this match was a little bit rushed.
It was clunky.
It was just way too many outside interference for me. That for it to take place. Like, you can have your moments, but it's like it was just way too many outside interference. So to my liking,
And I texted you, bro, and I was like, during the match, I was like, and what do you think about this, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Typically, when you have heel versus face, even if the face has his manager out there, the heel doesn't go out of his way to take out the face's manager. Like, that doesn't normally happen. And last night, I was a little confused when Cardona went out of his way to take out Mr. Thomas. I was like, you don't normally see that in a match. Like, to me, that was a little strange. But I agree with Kane winning. I just wish they allowed Kane to win on his own a little more, because Kane has had a hell of a year. I just wish.
Now, I'm gonna let Jimmy speak, but just to play a little devil's advocate, Thomas did get involved in Kane's match with Fatu.
No, I get
I was
that, but
about to
when do
say
you
that.
see the heel? When do you see the heel, like getting out of the ring and attacking the face's manager? You don't like to the extent that they did.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
No,
Like,
no, I
it doesn't
got you.
normally happen.
Right.
Like you normally see the face attacking the heel's manager, and then the heel manager gets sent to the back.
Right.
But you don't normally see the heel go out of his way to attack the face. You know, because it just doesn't make sense.
Right. No, I totally get what you're saying. But Jimmy, your thoughts on that?
Is he on mute?
Jimmy, are you frozen?
He might have froze.
No, he's good. You good?
I don't think you can hear us.
Jimmy, can you hear us? Jimmy Deacon, can you hear us?
Shit, I could not hear anything. My bad. Jesus.
Well, we were just discussing the main event match, and Joy was talking about, as far as, go ahead, Joy. I'll let you speak on it.
I was saying, like, last night, I'm not sure if you saw clips of this match yet or not, but
Saw a
last
few.
night in this match, Cardona made it a point to take out Mr. Thomas, who is technically like Alex Kane's manager.
Yeah.
I said typically you don't see the heel go out of their way to attack the face's manager and put them down. Typically it's reversed. The face will attack the heel's manager, get them kicked out and sent to the back. I thought that was a little bit of an odd booking to have that happen. Have you seen that too often where the heel attacks the face's manager?
So it worked. To me, it can work because on the base level of professional wrestling, the heel's job is to get heat and to be disliked. With Cardona, he's been around, he has spun the block quite a few times. He knows that anyone who is outside of that ring, if they're not there for him, is a threat to what he wants to do, and that's proving he's the indie god. So to me, it makes sense that of all people, Cardona would go out of his way to attack the manager, because not only what he's doing outside of removing that threat to him, it's putting unplanned for emotion into Alex Kane or whoever his opponent would be in that case. It's making them possibly get sloppy. And as a veteran, Cardona is probably the best person to capitalize on mistakes caused by emotional duress. So by doing so, not only was he doing the base job of a heel, he was getting into Alex Kane's head and greater affecting his chances of capitalizing on a mistake drawn out of that emotional anger or duress of someone close to him being hurt to take that MLW World Heavyweight title away from him.
Right. See,
I think it was an extreme veteran play by Cardona.
Right. But see, now that part, that's where I got the questions as far as like, where does Matt Cardona's stance with MLW lies now? Like, does he remain with MLW? Because one, we had a moment during the match when Good Brother number 3 came out, and he
yeah, baby, life is hilarious.
He tongued down Steph Detlander. So now
did you say tongue down?
Yeah, I said tongue down. What's wrong with tongue down?
Saying a goddamn thing wrong with tongue down.
Good Brother number 3, tongue down Steph Detlander. Did it not happen? Am I wrong?
It happened, but like I guess the other guys say like he dogged her.
I mean, well,
we know what he's saying.
Yeah, that occurred. So it's like, are we going to get a storyline from that? Since now he lost, to Alex Kane, like, is he going to move on to the storyline to where he's going to want to fight Good Brother number 3? Like,
so I think that's where it goes. I think what happens is we'll have another loser leaves type of thing.
Yeah.
But in this situation, if Good Brother wins, Mance can come back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if Good Brother wins, Mance comes back and Cardona's got to leave.
Right. And I don't want to play spoiler alert because at the last 2300 Arena event, they had a battle royal, and somehow Good Brother number 3 was in that battle royal. But wait,
that was like 20 minutes after he just left the company, and we're all
I
like,
know. But
Yeah.
wait,
Same
It's
attire.
called turnaround.
But wait, hold on, real quick, Joey. Me and Good Brother number 3 got a good relationship. So when Good Brother number 3 got introduced and I saw him and we saw each other, I cracked up and he laughed.
Here's the thing. It's like one of those things where like it's like sometimes you don't take wrestling too seriously. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's funny, but at the same time, like it's just wrestling. You just gotta take it for wrestling. Like clearly, we all know it's Mance, but we're gonna address him as Good Brother number 3 because it's just it's wrestling.
But wait, the way they introduced him when everybody was coming out for the battle royal.
Like, how about the way he came out? He was like, everyone's coming out and he's creeping behind them. Like we don't clearly see this dude dressed in all black and then black mess.
That's called awareness, brother.
He didn't even like a change in attire, like the blue blazer or anything. Like he wore the exact same.
Captain America.
The
He
exact
took
same
the coat
thing.
off. Yeah, he took the coat off, but that
El
was it.
Conquistador.
Mr. Wrestling number 1 and 2.
You heard, all you heard was the ring announcer was like, Good Brother number 3. Like, wait, what? Like, I know you.
Me and you were genuinely concerned, with everything going on at MLW recently with all the departures.
Right.
And then we see that match. We're like, oh shit, Mance is gone from MLW too. Like
Right.
this dude was the one that was sending everyone home every night from the Philly shows. Like he's the one thanking people for coming out and have a good night and get home safely type of dude. And then he's gone. And then he comes back out and that. I'm like, this company pulled the wool over our eyes. These motherfuckers.
Good Brother.
Number 3, baby.
Shout out to Good Brother number 3. He loves his court.
But what happened to 1 and 2?
They're an Impact on New Japan right now.
The same thing that happened to EC 1 and 2.
I have no answers to that.
Yeah.
I have no answers to that.
EC 1 and 2. I don't know.
They all in the same boat.
EC3 is the world champion NWA. So
Listen, all I know is good brother number 3 loves Coors Lights, and that's all I know.
Knee pad up.
Oh man, but before we jump off of one shot,
we're going long tonight, bro.
yeah,
we had one.
Saint Laurent.
It's not that bad, but
shout out to Saint Laurent because he didn't wear that grimy ass tracksuit tonight. Whereas in the words of Mr. Thomas, the sweat is pouring through the seams.
Christ on the cross. That is those are words certainly.
Fact.
That's what he told us.
Through the seams.
Shout out to Saint Laurent for switching it up a little bit. Same color jacket. He likes that.
Yeah.
Whatever red that is.
Cranberry.
Like a cranberry.
I was gonna say cranberry. We all have tonight.
Good color.
But no, but we did have a return though. We had the return of Richard Holiday. Looks like he's now part of the World Titan Federation and possibly going for the MLW heavyweight title. So that's I thought that was pretty interesting. Man.
Shout out to Holiday. I believe it was this year he just went into remission, and now he's back on the scene, killing it and stuff. Like shout out to him. I give him credit wherever he shows up.
Anthony does say it's grapes.
Grapes.
He said it's grapes color.
The grapes is the color. It was like a wine. It was like
right.
a wine.
Right.
Wine red.
Yeah, he's in remission from Hodgkin lymphoma, which is it could be a. Yeah, so I mean, shout out to Holiday, but Yeah, I'm intrigued to see him back in MLW, see where this goes, because
This
he
brings
was
Charles Mason around town. Look out! Look
Uh-oh.
out!
Do you so let me ask you about that. Bringing Mason into the picture and stuff like that. Do you think it gives too much of a GCW feel?
Not at all, because while Mason has been known to be the villain of
Yeah.
GCW and Jersey Champion Wrestling, he also is just coming off being the longest reigning Crown Jewel champion in House of Glory
Yeah.
of over, I think, damn near 600 days, maybe 590 and some change. And Mason likes to ensure that his people get the job done by any means necessary. So while people might think it could come off as the too game changery if Mason came around to make Holiday goon,
Yeah.
I think
Right.
it could definitely lead to something a lot more dangerous for whoever ends up in being the target of their ire in MLW
Yeah.
or in any promotion for that matter.
Interesting. Got you. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do, because I know we at 150. I promise I don't want this to go over 2 hours like we had 2 hours last week, although it was a damn good show. But
Can we just do the what's the name before we end the night?
I got one. I want to bring something else up, and it's kind of a rant, but I want to get everybody take on this rant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one more break. I see you.
Wait.
I see you flexing over there.
Are we gonna
Yes,
talk
get
about
ready.
Impact and Endeavor?
No. We I mean, you want to? I mean,
Let's hold off till next show. We can do next show. It's still gonna be big deal next week.
right.
yeah, that's still crazy as shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely wild. But
here's the thing. People, and this is my only piece, and then I'll talk about more next week.
yeah,
People automatically jump to, oh shit, Impact's gonna break the forbidden door type of thing. And I don't see it that way, because you got a company like Disney, right? They have
Right.
ESPN, they have ABC, they have FX and all that stuff, right? Just because a show is on FX doesn't mean it's gonna appear on Disney.
Yeah.
You know what
Not
I mean?
everyone's
So
going to be a Disney princess.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think
Endeavor-
Snowfall character's gonna show with Mickey Mouse.
Exactly. But my
Negative.
point is, Endeavor in this situation is the Disney, where just because they're signed with Endeavor for a streaming service doesn't mean that Impact is then gonna somehow intertwine with WWE.
All right. Since we already, touched on it to that level, and that took a minute and 52 win, we're just gonna go right into the next one. My rant revolves around AEW WWE superstar returns. Okay or not okay?
What do you mean by this?
What did I say?
I mean, it's
more.
because now there's reports that Andrade contract
Might be
is
going
up
to
with
go.
AEW and
I'm not okay with this.
and might be going to WWE. There's also reports of Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, her Stardom, New Japan contract could be up. Apparently, talks with AEW allegedly are still on the table, but there are now rumblings that she could possibly be going back to WWE. And now, like, the fandom, like, online, just the wrestling community is like they're all like rooting for her to go back to WWE. Me personally, I'm just in the mindset where it's like, let the talent rock where they want to rock. Like, I don't want to
So
expect.
you're okay with it?
What, as far as going back to WWE?
Because your question is okay or not okay. So your answer to this is okay?
No, it's not okay. I don't want her to go back to WWE. I want her to go to.
I don't think it's okay either, but not even just Sasha, because I don't, at this point, I could care less about
Right.
Sasha.
Just
is
talent in general.
In general, if you're shitting on a company to
Right.
no end about how bad the working environment was and how
then you go
bad you
back.
were booked, and then you go back, it just makes you look like you're contradicting
clown.
yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You're
Like Andrade was so
hypocrite.
vocal with WWE about how bad he was treated and they didn't use him right and all this other stuff. And I get you can look at the grass isn't always greener type of thing,
Right.
but there's so much wrestling out there. There's Impact. There's TNA. There's
Shit, don't
New
be a GCW
Japan.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's so much out there that do something different. You know, you talk so much shit about it, and I get your wife's there or whatever she is at this point, but
They're married.
are they still married?
Yeah, they're married.
I believe so. Hold on, wait. Time out. We got a first.
I didn't even know there was an or whatever to those two.
Hold on, wait 1 second. We got breaking news here on Still Steps. Jimmy, are you like marinating food right about now on Still Steps? We ain't never had this done ever. Like in the history of the show.
Shout out Kojima. I wanted to get a piece of bread because I knew we were going to talk about MLW and have it set up as a prop. But now I'm kind of hungry, so I put some creamy sriracha on this white piece of bread. That way, at least it tastes like something.
Well, all right.
Okay.
You just broke history. I thought you was like marinating some chicken, but you know what I mean? You were prepping for tomorrow or something like. No, but
yeah, my answer to this is not okay.
I am not okay. Like I'm just so tired of the see, and I've said this before. Like when it comes to the internet wrestling community, like there are so many fickle fans that are out here to where it's like, oh no, it pisses me off, man.
Like what were the ratings this week?
Right.
What were the ratings this week? Who gives a shit what the ratings for this week? If the show
I don't give a damn about
I don't
the
care
ratings.
if one person watched the show, that one person was me. If
Right.
I enjoyed it, I don't care what the ratings are or how many people are in the stands. Again, I'm not funding AEW. I don't give a shit if half the hard camera sections are not filled. If the wrestling in the ring's good, that's all I care about.
I'm gonna buy a goddamn ticket and be there.
Exactly. I don't care who's there.
And if you're gonna watch, you're gonna watch. The same fans that's watching AEW talking about the crowd, you know what I mean, is so low, is the same fans that's still watching the very next week to figure out whether or not the crowd's still low. Like
those fans are the weird. Those fans are weird shit.
It irks
that you
my
invest
soul.
4 hours of your time.
IWC has so many fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
So,
like you're watching a show just to shit on it. That's weird.
Go ahead, Chris.
sounds like everybody's angry.
Stop it. Oh, all right.
Know.
Go
I'm
ahead,
hearing
Chris.
this
What do
wrong,
you
but
think?
okay.
What do you think of
Okay, listen. All
it?
right, listen. All right. You know I am always devil's advocate. Always say 50-50 on everything.
I respect that.
This is their lives. They can do whatever they want to do.
Facts.
All right. If they want to go back to where they feel the environment is better, because be real, the biggest factor in this is what the old man isn't calling the shots anymore. Creative.
Yeah.
True.
A guy who they were very comfortable with, who was running stuff down NXT, is now the head of creative for the shows. Andrade, Sasha, Mercedes Moné, very close with this guy. If they want to go back to them because they feel like they're going to be exposed to the talent that they truly have and not get this stupid, crazy, underbooking that they're getting. Exactly. If they want to go back there, especially for Andrade, his woman's there.
Right.
If he wants to go, let him go. You know, it's like this. I think it's more than just wrestling. It's a personal thing. He wants to be close with his lady.
Keyword is
Mercedes
Are they still
Moné.
together?
Yes, they're married, dude. they're
I thought they
married.
separated.
No, I thought they separated.
Doubt of their marriage coming from?
Yeah, I thought they separated.
No, they still think. What's the name?
I'm gonna Google it.
Google it, but they're still think. She claimed him on a segment in SmackDown one day when she was talking to Dominic. She says, "I have a real Latino man at home." Still Andrade.
Yeah.
Just like CM Punk claimed that backstage punch on SmackDown tonight.
Yeah.
Backstage, baby.
Listen, like I said, I personally would like to see Mercedes Moné continue to do what she's doing. She's killing it, the Japan, the indie stuff, AEW. I would love to see fresh matchups with her and the talent AEW, Tony Storm, like Ishida. I would love to see those matchups. But if she wants to go, like I would like, honestly, I would like Belly AEW or Impact, the TNA. Like I would love New Japan. I would love to see all this stuff, but the reality is they're going to do what they want to do, and we just got to respect it. Eventually, everybody's going to go
No,
full
but I'm not
circle.
saying I don't
Swap and
respect
switch
it,
around.
Chris. I'm not saying I
Or a
don't
circle.
respect it. What I'm saying
Like,
is,
no, time out. This
Hold
is gonna
up.
get Eric. Somebody get angry.
First off,
I don't give a damn about the
hold up.
faces
First
that
off,
guy is pulling up
first
there.
off, hold
Like-
up. First off, I'm put you on mute right now.
wait.
First off,
I never
you ain't-
said
you ain't wait. Hold up, wait, Joey. First off, Chris, you ain't gonna come on there like you like Brother Sunflower now, talk about, you know what I mean, respecting everybody's space and shit. Like, wait, no.
Nobody knows what that means. Nobody knows what that means.
Anybody
Like,
that
that's
watch Martin,
egregious
anybody
behavior.
that watch Martin know, like, look, you ain't gonna come
That's
on here.
egregious,
Oh no,
man.
oh
You
no,
pulled that out on a
no.
podcast.
Exactly.
Joey does not know what Brother Sunflower is.
You
Like,
pulled
Joey
that
knows
out
Joey
here
Hulk Hogan.
at Tomorrow 05.
Hold on, wait. Don't be dropping that Hollywood Hulk Hogan on here. Like, what
are you talking about right now? What are you talking about right now?
Wait, that's sacred.
What is you talking about right now?
We'll talk about that another time. You know what I mean?
Say it again, Jimmy.
Anyway,
Say with your chest, Jimmy. Say with your chest.
No.
You dropped that shit here at
Tomorrow
Tomorrow 5 o'clock. That's wild.
Wait, in the words of Art now, oops, we are out of time.
But wait, I didn't say I didn't respect it, Chris. What I was saying was, if you ever thought that was a possibility in the back of your mind, don't shit on your previous company be on the way out.
Right.
They all do it. They all do it. They all done it, and they all come back. That's why it's not surprised to me. Everybody's done it. Every single body that's ever done in pro wrestling has shitted on their former company and gone back.
Yeah.
Everybody, Ric Flair, Sid, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, they all do it. This is nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. They could talk all the crap you want. They give them a check to say, we'll give you this much to come back. They're going to say,
they give you a check to say, I'm home.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold up.
Exactly.
Real quick, Anthony chimed in. He said he been to the WWE events. They had trouble getting people to the event and move people to the front row. I've been to those events.
Yeah,
in the
it's
past,
a universal
like
thing with companies.
Yeah,
right.
The internet wrestling
But
community thinks,
here's the
it's
thing.
only one people.
Here's the thing where I'd be okay with it. We're seeing Damage Control kind of run rampant right now with all the women in WWE. I would love if Damage Control turns on Bailey. Becky and Charlotte come out to help their 4 horsewomen.
And then
Damage Control still has the upper hand. And then Sasha comes out and you get the 4 horsewomen reunited versus Damage Control.
God damn it, Joey. I can see that
hate
happening.
It, but that's money.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's money. That's a WrestleMania match.
That's Monet.
That's a Mania match. That's a night
That's
2
a Mania match all day.
That's a main event.
That's a Mania match. I don't know if they'll do it in main event though.
It probably won't be main event.
If it was this year, absolutely not.
Yeah,
unless they were to let that moment happen at Mania, and then Mercedes were to come out, aka Sasha, were to come out.
Co-main event at least. But
yeah,
it's WrestleMania worthy, be it as a moment or a match.
Oh, wait. Oh, it said Bailey's buttons doing the damage in the women's division.
Amen.
Hey, you are 1,000% correct on that.
Amen.
Anthony. You know what? You might have comment of the night for that one.
Amen. God bless him.
Oh my God!
All right, guys, we're going off the rails here,
but
no,
like
all we gotta do is say respectfully. When you say respectfully, it's all
respectfully.
True.
In Minecraft.
I'm just over the. For me, it's just the. I just feel like I just hate the fact that. I just hate the fact that everybody in the wrestling community think it's either AEW or WWE.
Tribalism, man.
There's so much wrestling out here, and Matt Cardona himself. Shout out to the ND God because he's been doing it.
H2O.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we got H2 out there. Like, but like
talk about Matt Cardona. Talk about Matt Cardona. Give that man his water.
Right. Oh, they have. They gave him water and pizza at
Give that man his water.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Bro, I never thought there'd be more fights over a case of water.
Up at MLW.
I didn't know that was a big deal.
Oh.
But he's right. He's right. If you can't afford a case of water, maybe you shouldn't be running a show.
Right. Jimmy, you probably know more than all of us.
There
Like I
are a
didn't.
lot of carny motherfuckers in this business.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
so
It is
the word carny
not
is used a lot in the
it's not
industry.
rampant, but it's around enough to be like, how the hell is this a thing?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know it was that much of a big deal to the point that everyone were beginning to talk about it. I was like, wow, like this is actually a big deal.
Yeah, what's the name uses that word so much?
The boom,
Bougie.
yeah.
Bougie calls everyone a
And
carny.
carny.
Shoot, Kane does too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, look, everybody. That's what. Honestly, that's where it was almost like where it came. Almost like the norm to me. Like from them. Well, I'm like, wait.
I mean, because wrestling, its roots, it is carny. It was a sideshow attraction
Right.
at
Yeah.
carnivals and circuses. Like it started as a carny thing.
Yeah.
It's funny how that evolved because the carny
Now
thing
you got
it turned into they were men's man, like they were big, but like not
Right.
muscular. They were just big pot belly dudes, but they would beat the crap out of you. Like look at Harley Race. That was everybody feared that guy. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Because he was just a tough guy. It
Right.
evolved to the
I mean,
muscular
shit, you
stuff.
hear stories now about dudes like running shows and telling the workers they'll Venmo them in a couple of weeks. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild. That's absolutely
crazy.
wild to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. All right, fellas. Let's let's definitely wrap this up right here. We do got quite a few things to table, going into next week, but we also do have our state of the promotions coming up. You know what I mean? With over the next couple of weeks, so we're likely going to start with WWE, followed by AEW, and then followed by other promotions as far as like where we are, whether it's indie, TNA, MLW. We'll discuss that.
That's gonna take some time getting used to. It took me 3 years to call it Impact, and now I gotta call it TNA again.
TNA again.
Like that shit's that's taking forever.
Yeah. So, but no, it's going to be great. We got a whole lot of items to to discuss. You know what I mean? Over the next couple of weeks. Closing out the 2023 year. So
There we go.
yeah. So yeah. So just wrapping up this evening. Jimmy, we appreciate you, staying on board. You might have set the record as far as like guests staying on the longest with
ever.
us.
So it's been an absolute pleasure, boys.
No, we greatly appreciate it.
Believe it or not, you took that record, I think, from Todd Gordon.
You did. You definitely did.
Ty was on
Yeah.
this for a minute. Yeah, he was.
Right.
Yeah.
So right now you're technically our Shawn Michaels of the Royal Rumble, or maybe even Gunther. Yeah.
Gunther at this
I was
point.
about to say you are our Gunther of the Royal Rumble right now for the Seal Steps. So
Always a pleasure.
now trust and believe. If any of our prior guests are watching, they probably gonna hit us up like, hold up, I'm on next week's show without a doubt, and they probably gonna be on for the rest of the show. But yeah, man. So. But no, we greatly appreciate you, coming on board with us today, man. So like always, I tell everybody that's a guest of ours, you're like family to us. So if ever you want to come on, chop it up with us, you need to rant, as far as particular talent, whatever
I'd love
it
to
is.
be back, baby. Y'all tell me when. I'll make my schedule available for you guys. An absolute pleasure to be here to have this invite and opportunity tonight.
Nah, respect.
Good,
We greatly appreciate it, man. So, but yeah, so again, from programming note, over the next couple of weeks, we are putting together like our state of the union, state of the promotion that is overall for the year, for our respective promotions. And we've already, started putting together our calendar for 2024. So we got some shit coming up, man. So stay tuned, stay tuned to be in tune with
We're
Still
kind of
Steps.
a big deal.
Kinda. We are a big deal.
People know me.
Kinda.
Yeah,
People know me.
we might have some shit for Mania weekend. So
That's a fact
People
as
know.
well. Yeah. So absolutely. So, you know what I mean? Again, continue to follow our respective social media platforms. Continue to follow Peacock Jimmy Deacon. Again, always a pleasure having you on. You know what I mean? Tonight, moving forward. Till then, Mr.
One time
Joey.
for the working man, baby.
Oh,
Miss the
absolutely.
XPO.
Salute to you.
Cheers.
You know what I mean?
I finished
Absolutely.
mine,
God damn it,
Go
Joey.
ahead.
Say no.
Salute.
Salute. Absolutely. Till then, appreciate you.
Everyone be
Jimmy
good.
Deacon, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Moya Fit, Chris Wilson. I was about to say, you ain't got Goldie? Oh, there goes Goldie. Here we go.
You know it's coming, baby.
One of you roll them up. I got this. I got the shirt like 10 feet away.
Nice.
Hey,
Absolutely. Indeed. Absolutely. I am Politic and Hawk. This is Still Steps, powered by Edge of Philly Sports. We will talk to y'all next Friday. Till then, or then again, maybe tomorrow. NXT pay-per-view. We doing a recap?
No, absolutely
no.
not.
Negative. GCW recap? It's like, let me stop. All right. We out of here. Outro, please. Peace.